It's time for the next episode of StarCraft Remastered. In the previous one, we went to the Kalmorian Combine, where we had to collect 10,000 minerals in order to build up the swarm to assault the UED on Korhal. Now, we managed to do so successfully, and I also actually infested 3 different command centers, which hopefully is going to be enough to complete the next mission. And the next mission is called the Liberation of Korhal. We are in high orbit over the UED capital world.
You have all performed superbly, especially you, Phoenix. My hive clusters are brimming with energy, and my broods are stronger than ever.
Then let's waste no time. Every moment we sit here means that the UED's defenses will be that much stronger, and I want nothing to stand between us and the retaking of my planet.
You're right, Arcturus. The time to strike the UED is now. But remember that we're up against one of the most heavily defended planets in the sector. Laying siege to Korhal won't be easy. Not only does the UED control a substantial standing army, but may have Zerg reinforcements as well. Raynor, you and Phoenix will strike at the more outlying fortification, while my forces are busy assaulting the main UED base at Augustgrad.
We've discussed this plan 100 times. Commence the damn attack.
Ha! Very well, Arcturus. Before the next sunrise, Korhal will be yours once again.
Okay. So the real question is Sarah Kerrigan actually gonna make those words come true, right? Is she actually going to capture the planet and then also give it up to Arcturus Mengsk? I guess we'll figure out right now. Our next objective is to destroy all the enemy bases on Korhal. There we go. I got my infested command centers. Very good. So let's get started here by making a... Oh, actually, I just realized that apparently I've got the 10,000 minerals that I obtained in the previous mission right here, right now, but we only have 500 gas. That is not a whole lot. Alright, I guess you're gonna be hotkey F2 right here. That's probably going to be the easiest way of doing this. Because I've already got a bunch of hatcheries here available, and I guess I'll get started here with a bunch of workers. And then also that gas, because we will need quite a bit of it. We got a bunch of these sunken colonies, or at the very least... No, there's 2 of them here in total. Prepare to die. Love the infested Terrans. Infested Terrans are awesome. Anyway, ooh, this minimap is looking a little bit funny. Let me go ahead and make sure that I got all my dudes hotkey. There we go. Very good. And I guess for argument's sake, we'll go ahead and make a bunch of Zerglings here as well. Just in case we're going to be in some early game trouble here. And actually, speaking of which... Are they actually capable of killing that? Oh, yeah.
The UED has sent its pet Zerg to reinforce their troops. But strangely enough, there aren't very many Zerg attacking. Maybe the UED is having more difficulty controlling the Overmind than I thought.
Well, they're more or less just... incapacitating it, right? Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's a weird looking thing right there. Alright, so we're once again in the desert. Now, I would like to go ahead and maybe get myself an expansion or something along those lines. Do I have enough workers here? I think I indeed do. Ooh, love it. Let's bring these guys with us as well. Made a couple of infested Terrans. So I could easily spend my money right now. I just don't... Well, I couldn't spend 10,000, right? But I could easily, use up all of my larvae here. I'm just not entirely sure if I should. Let's go ahead and build up a lair here and get an evolution chamber as well as a Hydra then. All these massive scantids though, moving around. Okay, so apparently there is indeed a Terran base over here. I would like to have another expansion. Oh, it's actually only a single bunker and a missile turret. This minimap is looking funny though. Ooh. Wait, what's dealing... Wait, are those infested Terrans dealing... Oh, they deal damage to my own troops as well. I did not realize that is how it worked. Oh, already, we're actually in a little bit of trouble here. I guess I can lift this one up, right? Yeah, let's put you over there. That's a lot of dudes here already, and we are currently fighting an objective where I lost the vast majority of my troops. I am currently getting a lot of Zerglings, so hopefully that's gonna make things just a little bit easier. But this is not the most ideal setup. Although I did get that base cleared up though, so that should make this more doable. Very good. Let's go ahead and start up another expansion over here then. So what exactly do I have to do? I actually lost everything that I had. I don't think I should have been making those infested Terrans. That's a slight little error there, but I definitely did lose all of the things that I was looking for here. It's gonna make it more difficult than it needs to be. What we can go ahead and do right now, though, and apparently I did take at least somewhat of the right route, we can go ahead and take this base here, which is gonna make things just that little bit easier. I really don't have a lot of gas, so it's probably a good idea to just make sure that we get enough workers here as well. And I guess we're gonna be spending the majority of these hatcheries right here on drone production right now as well, just to make sure that we're gonna have enough income once this expansion finishes. I want to put you in a safer position, and I'm kind of tempted to maybe even start up like another couple of these things. Because while I've got a couple of them, the infested... oh man, I did not realize that they did... Alright, so I've restarted the mission real quick. It's probably a little bit better that way, because I already lost such a big chunk of my force. I think this time around, we're going to be using the infested Terrans right here defensively. I also made it so that the command centers are not quite in the front anymore, and I added on a couple more of these Sunkens as well. And you know what? I think I may end up getting even another one, just because I can. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a Hydra Den here. Let's go ahead and research Zergling speed as well. That's probably going to be helpful. And I think we're going to be going for... Should we go double Evo or a single one? Considering I only have a handful of gas, I think we probably want to focus on Zerglings here primarily. So let's go ahead and start up some of those. And then a couple of Overlords as well. Okay, very good. I once again want to make sure that I assault that base. This time around, though, if I can, I want to keep my Ultras alive. I think that would make things significantly easier already. Prepare to die. I don't even know if I want to make them, though. They're 50 gas each. They're rather pricey. Alright. Let's go ahead and have a quick little peek around here. See what's going on. So this is a bit of a weird map layout, though. Not something that I've seen like this in the past. I haven't really seen something like this before. I did not realize, though, that infested Terrans apparently deal friendly damage in this game mode. Not quite what I had anticipated. I want to make sure that this is going to be hotkey F2. Gonna be sending myself a drone up there, and right now, yeah, this is easily going to be dealt with. We're going to add on a couple more links. Probably the majority of this game actually will be played with links if I'm going to have this little gas available in total anyway. Apparently still ended up losing one of the Ultras, but not that big of a deal. As long as we set up this area nicely and get ourselves the expansion going early, I don't think we can really complain about this setup. I would like to go ahead, though, and attack this other bunker that's down here as well, just to make sure that they cannot, like, so that we can sort of like control this army, right? Maybe put Overlords on the perimeter as well. I think that would make it a lot better already. Okay. Trying to send units in. Probably will lose this Ultra as well. No, I just barely will keep it alive. Okay, very good. Very good. Let's start up some more drones. We're gonna send those towards that expansion in just a little bit. The one that's currently being built. And I do know that there's gonna be a push coming down from the top as well, as we experienced that in the last attempt here. So let's go ahead and start up one more over there. I would like to keep Ultras alive if I can. There's actually a mix of Terran and Zerg here. So apparently the Overmind is giving the Korhal units here some additional income as well. That's pretty cool. Let's start up the Evo Chamber upgrade, though. I think that would be very helpful. And, well, these Zerglings, thank you guys for your service. I don't really want to pull you all back. Alright, let's go ahead and get ourselves the upgrade as well. The second upgrade right there. A sunken colony. We got a bunch of drones now also in production, which I think is going to be important. This base just now finished up. And as long as we can keep all of these buildings and whatnot alive, I think we're going to be just fine. Yeah, the real question is, though, what exactly do you want to spend all of your money on right now, right? Like, what do I really want to be focusing on here primarily? As long as this base isn't going to be on too much trouble, I think we're going to be pretty good. As long as we can mine from 2 expansions at once, that is. Oh, well, speaking of which. Ooh. There is a lurker here somewhere. Trying to nuke it down. Trying to nuke it down. Woo. Let's get a lair. And an Overlord in position here, just in case. Alright. Let's make some more workers. Did I lose a lot of my drones? I think I did. That's okay. There's still a couple of them hanging out as well. Sometimes they're a little hard to spot. There we go. I think that'll make this easier. That's a pretty decent amount of workers. Now there's continuous marines though coming in here from all of the different angles. Let's get at least one more set up here as well. Currently trying to chase them down as well with my Hydralisk. That now finished up their upgrade, which is nice. And we'll also be getting ourselves a handful of Zerglings here just because I think that is going to make things a lot easier as well. Very good. One additional drone apparently. Should I make a... Well, we'll go for 2 more Sunkens, whatever. And I guess we'll add on slowly more and more workers. I don't really need that many workers, to be completely honest with you. The question is though, what kind of army composition do I want to focus on if I need to break a base like that, right? It may very well be helpful. If not only if I get my Nematized Carapace here, but also if I start teching up towards the Hive rather early on. Just because this does seem like a map that has a lot of bases in it, and I think it might be useful if you go for a bunch of bigger units. Like for example, Guardians and whatnot, they are extremely good. And I think we may be better off going for some of those, just because what I've found so far is that Zerglings are fine and dandy, but they're also not that smart, right? They can easily die in the process, so we should probably be a little bit careful about such things. That base is now going to be up and running though, very smoothly. I like it. I don't think I want to be focusing on too many infested command centers for now though. Just because it's going to be tricky to make it work. Let's get +1 missile here as well. As soon as I can, however, I think we want to start up some more tech structures. But for now, I'm probably going to be better off focusing the most of my attention here, just building up a force based around Zerglings. So with that said, let's get some more started. And a couple of overlords as well. I mean, we got a ton of resources, right? Let's have a quick little peek here on this side. 3 hotkey groups. The nice thing about Zerg, of course, is that you can swarm quite efficiently. There's a lot of sunken colonies over here, but my units will be able to make short work of them. Okay. Hydras are actually doing really well as well. Let's go ahead and get the Spire started. 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A. And once again, we'll continue producing Zerglings. I think this works out quite well, actually. It would be nice to have another base, maybe. I don't know if there's gonna be another set of minerals over here, but I think if we could... Yeah, there we go. Well, okay, no, there are a couple. I was gonna say, like, if we could, I think that would be very, very helpful. Apparently now also they have some access right here to some of the Defilers. Let's continue running these units in. And as soon as these rallied units arrive, I think we're going to be in a pretty good spot to defend this. Let's stack up towards the Hive here. Let's make sure that we get enough drones in gas. Actually, this Sunken is not in an ideal spot. Whatever. We are pushing onwards here with a lot of these units. More links will soon be spawning here as well. I'm kind of tempted to even start up another command center, or another hatchery rather, just because I think it will be useful to have a little bit more larvae. If I've got this many resources, it's probably not a bad idea. There we go. I would like to start up more upgrades here as well. I think we'll go for Carapace next. I don't really know exactly what upgrade you primarily want to focus on in Zerg vs. Terran, but it seems like running in Zerglings does, you know, the job just fine. Okay, more Zerglings. Get them going. Hive is coming in. I think we've managed to clean up this base. So we need to kill every single base, right? That's our objective in this game mode, so we have to make sure that we push in. Now, I'm a little bit worried for what happens when, for example, you know, what are they called? Like, they're gonna be going for a ton of siege tanks, right? Siege tanks could be a bit of a pain. Siege tanks could definitely be a bit of a pain. Right now, though, they've got a lot of Hellbats here as well. Does not make it any easier. Okay. Let's morph into Greater Spire. And I guess we're also going to be getting ourselves the Adrenal Glands. Just because that's going to make things significantly easier. At the same time, I want to be starting up a bunch of Mutas. About that many. A couple of Overlords. About that many. And we have indeed taken care of another command center right now, which is nice. I think I also want to start up another base over on this side of the map. So let's go ahead and start up a hatchery there. Don't know if it's going to stay alive, but I got some minerals to mess around with right now. Adrenal Gland Zerglings are incredibly good. Nah, I don't think this base is gonna live for now. Alrighty, Greater Spire is currently finishing up. There we have it. Let's go ahead and get some carapace upgrades for these guys. And we'll start morphing in. One of my favorite units in this game. The good old Guardian. Big fan of them. Apparently units are actually currently pushing into my newly acquired base. Ooh, that's a lot of pushes actually. That's a lot of damage coming in. Woo! Was not quite ready for that. That is such a big army all of a sudden coming out of nowhere. Alright, we will be able to kill that, but not without taking a pretty solid amount of losses. Mostly just aesthetic defense though. And of course the aesthetic defense is all replaceable. So that's nice, but we did end up losing a bunch of workers there as well. Alright, well, now that we have the Guardians out, I think we're in a pretty good spot. I'm gonna need a bunch more workers as well though, so let's go ahead and start those up. And I should probably get just a handful more mutas as well if I can. Oh, units are coming in from this angle. Alright, I can deal with that. Okay, so these are gonna be my Guardians here. Let's go ahead and start up some of you. Let's get you to mining. And let's get all of you to mining as well. Okay, so we have one control group right here worth of Guardians. Well, not quite a full control group, I suppose, but it'll do for now. Apparently one Marine that's offering a peace treaty. We got a group of Zerglings here. 1, 2. And I probably want to be getting myself another group of Zerglings as well. This is not an easy mission. Alright, very good. We are once again in a decent position though. Let's go ahead and see if we can assault some more of this base. I also would like to go ahead and get more and more Zergling upgrades. I think that makes the most sense. And we may want to follow this army around as well with some Scourge, just in case. They're not too expensive, and I think it may be worth my money. Cracklings are available now as well, of course. I don't know if they have any air units, but of course I don't really want my Guardians to just randomly die just because I happen to not have any proper defenses. That would suck. Just one Valkyrie coming in and killing everything. It's gonna take forever, but if I have nothing else that shoots up, this could get messy real fast. Alright. Very good. Slow pushing our way forward. You guys just hang around over here, okay? You guys just follow these other dudes around. Very good. There we go, this is what I'm talking about. Let's continue fighting over there as well. Just rallying more and more lings in. Rushing forward. The Zerg rush is real. Now let's continue making more and more links once again. Whew! Got a lot of stuff here coming in though, I like this. Let's continue making some Zerg or some mutas here as well, just because we can. Get some more upgrades on those guys. And slowly overwhelm all of these units here that we are currently finding. I should probably go ahead and send up a couple of overlords as well. Just because apparently they are focused on lurkers, and lurkers are pretty annoying to deal with. I don't know how Zerglings do against those kind of units. I guess the Ultras will have a pretty easy time there, but it'll work. Just keep pushing forward, boys! Okay. Reinforcing with more and more Guardians here as well. Trying to make sure here that we are not losing too many units, but also that we're not necessarily playing the most cost-efficient style, because we got a ton of minerals, right? Like, if we can morph in more and more of these units and just simply fly them across, we're going to be in a wonderfully powerful position. And once again, my army is currently advancing onwards. This does seem like a really long map, though. I mean, we are pretty far in already. And still, more and more bases are showing up. We're only about, I would say, halfway through right now. Okay, very good, though. I'm gonna save right here. I think we're doing pretty well. I don't know if I am, but I feel like we're doing a pretty good job at everything so far. Let's go ahead and send you guys over there for a bit. Probably not a bad idea. I'm gonna give you some Zerglings as backup as well. Maybe there's a command center hiding out from that corner, who knows? Missile turret range is insane, though. You guys keep fighting over there. I'm just gonna rally in more and more links. Maybe I should just rally them across the map right now, but I quite like this little setup here, where we're just slowly pushing onwards. So many Zerg units floating across. Was I really, like, did I really need my, Who does a lurker there? Did I really need these infested command centers, though? Maybe you're supposed to make a lot of these units, but I don't have that much gas, right? Like, I think that Guardians are gonna be a better option in pretty much every single scenario here. Let's continue getting more and more upgrades, though. +3 attack, can't complain about that. And the Guardians, once again, are dealing the work. I love this. Alright, so quick little peek there on the high ground. See that we aren't losing anything here in particular. Still getting a lot of additional income as well. Just in case my bases start running out, I want to make sure that I get another expansion going, so let's make sure that we get at least some of the additional gas over there. Continue running in. Haven't seen a lot of Zerglings or a lot of other units here just yet. There are apparently some Scourge now nearby, so I would like to not lose my stuff. Not sure how this plays out. Okay, I may end up losing some of my brutes here, but... Alright, next up, I think it's time for some Hydralisk. I don't really want to lose too many of my units here. Alright, we can wait just a little bit. We can wait just a little bit. Just relax, sit back, get another base going. We'll be alright, Lowko. We will be okay. Great. Is there anything else on this high ground? Any command centers hiding off in the corner? I highly doubt it, but we may as well explore it. Nah, there's nothing here. We've already cleared up most of the map, actually. Very good. Okay, so there's a couple more corners that we have to keep in mind here. Let's go ahead and get another handful of mutas as well. Got quite a bit of gas, actually, right now, which I like. Alright. Our next course of attack is probably gonna be over on this side of the map. So we got 1A, 3, 4... I'm just boxing some units. We'll send the majority of them in just a little bit. 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A. Very good. And we'll just have to, like, box in more and more of these units as well, just in case. Units are currently once again advancing onwards. Gotta be careful here. Let's make sure that we get the Overlord in here as well, just in case there's more and more cloak units. We'll probably need some more Overlords, actually, but whatever. Okay, very good. Got a full control group worth of Guardians right now. And while I'm losing quite a few of them as well, this base is actually starting to run a little bit low. We're going to transfer some workers towards the newly acquired expansion and continue pushing here as much as we possibly can. Now, I do have a lot of random units, you know, hanging out on the map, and I think it may not necessarily be the most ideal position here for us, but we are still dealing the damage. I'm going to send in my mutas towards my expansion, because it seemed like they were currently pushing there. And just rallying more and more links across the map here as well. And judging by that mini-map, everything is dying, right? There we go. Intercepting the Guardian here. There's another one coming in. Apparently my Hydra Bull, though, is not doing nearly as well as I was hoping for, but luckily I already made some reinforcements for it here. I'm actually gonna rally all of my bases across right now. I think we are going in with the final push here, or at the very least, one of the final bases that we need to take out for now. Rallying units across this way is gonna make this significantly easier. Let's get these mutas in there as well. Okay, everyone on attack move, please. Thank you very much. Let's get some more workers going over on that side of the map. And with this reinforcement Guardian army coming in as well, I think we are indeed cleaning up the vast majority of the stuff. Now, there's probably more bases hiding off in the corner towards the southern end of the map, but we have taken care of the majority of the units here. Okay, let's go ahead and target fire you down. Wonderful. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to try and get rid of these units. Whew. Definitely will need detection here. Maybe a couple overlords can't hurt. If you could go ahead and send your units that way, that would be wonderful too. Apparently there is another overlord here hanging out for me, which is great too. I know there are some lurkers here. Somewhere. Trying to rally units across. Apparently the queen's right here for the opponent don't really care very much anymore. Which I can't complain about. There is now a battle cruiser around here as well. Which sadly I can't really easily counter. Hydras are coming in right now though. Don't know if I'm actually pushing a little bit too aggressively right now. Because there are indeed quite a lot of these units out that can counter me easily. Hydras are currently coming in, however, for the rescue. I got a lot of Scourge coming in as well. So that should hopefully make this a little bit more doable. Let's get more Zerglings. Yeah, definitely wanted to be a little bit more careful there, because we ended up losing more there than we needed to. Alright, so while I'm rebuilding the army, let's do a little bit of scouting. Then maybe another base over here as well somewhere. Yeah, there's quite a lot of units still hiding over here in the corner of the map as well. Don't think I can engage like that though. I think I'm gonna have to curl all the way around. I mean, I could technically engage, I guess, with Guardians and all that, but this should probably do quite well. We can get another handful of mutas though. Getting quite a bit of gas income right now, and it will just take a little bit of time, but already, look, my army is starting to look pretty menacing. I'm gonna bring a couple of overlords right now with us as well. There you go. You guys should come with us, just because we are indeed running into some trouble here and there. This one muta, by the way, has been going to town on all of the overlords here for a while as well. There's about 2,000 overlords hanging out in the corner. I think after probably about another 30 minutes, he will have killed probably about 5 more. Alright, so I got 10 control groups worth of stuff. Just a lot of different control groups with a lot of units. I can't even hotkey all of my things. Next up, we're gonna set up a rally point right over here, I think, for all of my different hatcheries. So we'll just rally them roughly in that direction. That way, all of my reinforcing troops will also come out on the other side of the map. I guess you guys can already go on attack move. You guys can too. Go ahead, go ahead. And we are now gonna 1-8. Hold up. Actually, hold up. Before I mess this up really badly. There we go. 1-8, 2-8, 3-8, 4-8, 5-8, 6-8, 7-8, 8-8, 9-8, 10-8. Or I guess 0-A rather. I also right-clicked a whole bunch of overlords on this army here too. Which should hopefully make this a little bit easier. Alright, I got a little bit more now than I had previously. What are you gonna try and do about that, AI? I'm curious to see your plan. Because I seem to have quite a lot of units here. The Lynx are still derping out, even though they're the smallest unit in the game, if I'm not mistaken. And they should, technically speaking, have an easy time moving across. They're so fast that they always stumble over their own little feet, I suppose. Let's put an overlord over there somewhere. Just so we can get rid of some potential mines that may be hanging out there. Okay, here we are. Just gotta make sure that everything is attacking right now, right? That's kind of top priority. There's a lot of units just simply hanging out underneath these overlords, doing a whole lot of nothing. Trying to make sure that I use my hotkeys here as well, although I don't know how convenient it is to have this many of them. Apparently a lot of the top level players in StarCraft 1 only use 3 control groups for their army. If I'm not mistaken, Jaedong was quite notorious for doing that for a long time. Which is kind of fascinating when you think about it, because he's controlling like 50 different units that are all somehow, some way moving at the exact same time by just simply boxing them all the way around. So I guess that should do. We need overlords? Really? Alright, I can get some overlords. Are there any more bases somewhere? Do I have to destroy every single last building? Is that the is that missile turret the last one?
Excellent work, my Cerebrate. The UED's defenses are broken. Arcturus, you may take possession of this world with my blessings.
Don't be snide, Kerrigan. This was part of the deal, remember? I've earned this. I am Emperor of the Dominion here. I'll be sending General Duke to establish my base of operations in August.
I hope you make the most of your reign.
So apparently she does live up to her words right there. And indeed, Emperor Mengsk is once again the Emperor of the Terran Dominion on Korhal. I hope you enjoyed watching this video here today. If you did, make sure you hit that like button down below. I don't actually know exactly what's next. Because right now, Kerrigan's plan, you know, to overthrow the UED is done, and she now has control of the Brute. So I don't really know exactly where we're going to take this next. I guess we'll find out in the next episode. So if you haven't already, do make sure you hit that subscribe button as well, so you will get a notification as soon as the next episode goes live. Other than that, I want to thank you for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, alright? Special shout out to the Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. Thank you for your support. But I will see you all in the next one.